Almost every day, we are dealing with files. Maybe you are sending files to your family, friends, schoolmates, or coworkers, or files that are just stored away in your USB, hard drive, or even your laptop and computer. We are not aware that our files are very valuable to some people, or we just don't care at all. But names, birth dates, addresses, or even relationship status are a goldmine for cyber criminals. If acquired, they will use it for exploitation by impersonating a person, in which we call social engineering, or hack you using your known information to get into your online social media accounts, bank accounts, or even your medical records. To prevent this, I am going to teach you on how we can use file encryption tools to encrypt your files with passwords, and to use one of the most known file encryption tools, VeraCrypt and 7-zip. There are also other known file encryption tools like GNU Privacy Guard, Cryptomatter, Linux Unified Key Setup or LUKS, Tomb, Hat.sh, and Keka for Mac OS only, which are all free and open source software, and some are available in all platforms. VeraCrypt is a fork of the discontinued TrueCrypt project. It allows you to create a virtual encrypted disk within a file, encrypt a partition or entire storage like your USB or hard drive with a pre-boot authentication. I personally use VeraCrypt to store my confidential files for personal and work related. It is easy to use and you can bring the file container that you encrypted anywhere you want, just like carrying a regular file but with much more security. And 7-zip, which I usually use for compressing and encrypting files when I'm sending my files through an email or a chat, but sending the password on the receiving person. I usually use a text message or use different messaging platform to ensure security. So now I will demonstrate on how to use VeraCrypt and 7-zip to secure your files. We'll visit first the VeraCrypt website, which is veracrypt.fr. Now we're in the VeraCrypt website, we will go ahead and click on the Downloads tab, and we will use Windows installer because we're using a Windows for this demo. So I will be choosing portable version Windows 8 and later because I want to use VeraCrypt on any other platform and I can carry it using a USB stick. After clicking on downloads, we will receive a pop-up screen. Now we will click on save file and wait for it to download. Now we have finished downloading the file, so we will do an installation for the VeraCrypt. Click on the VeraCrypt and click on OK for English and take the I accept license terms. Click on next. Here, I want my VeraCrypt to be installed on my VeraCrypt folder in the desktop. So we'll click on browse and click on desktop, VeraCrypt, click on OK and extract. After extracting the files on our VeraCrypt folder, we have now finished the installation. If you have extra money for donations, please do so. It will help the developers in maintaining the VeraCrypt project. If not, click on the Finish button. With that said and done, we have here the installation files. This VeraCrypt folder, you can install it or copy it on a USB stick, a hard drive, or even to the other computer. So let's open the VeraCrypt. As we can see here, the graphical user interface of VeraCrypt. We can see here the drive letters from A to Z. So we can see the volume name, size, encryption algorithm, and the type, which is shown or hidden. And here in the bottom, we can see how to create volume. This will guide you in the encryption file creation, which we will do shortly. And the select file, we can select the volume or the encrypted file from our folders. And now we can see here in the select device that we can choose from a USB stick or a hard drive that we have encrypted to be mounted in the drive letters. And the volume tools, we can see that we have the change volume and set header key derivation algorithm. Then we can take the never save history if you want the file or the encrypted file not to be remembered. And to mount, you have to select device or a file, and you have to mount it to enter the password to access the file or the device. And the auto mount device, if you want to automatically mount devices, and dismount all. This will dismount all of the files or devices that are mounted in these letters. And exit, that's self-explanatory. And volume menu bar, you can see how to create new volume just like at the bottom. And permanent decrypt, if you want to decrypt your file or device, mode volume and change the volume. System, you can create encrypt a system partition drive, permanently decrypt and resume interrupted process, and so forth. You can check this out after downloading it. So we will now go ahead on the tutorial on how we can encrypt a file. So now we will go ahead and create an encrypted file using VeraCrypt. So to do this, click on create volume, and we will be shown a VeraCrypt volume creation wizard. So let me just explain to you the three options right here. The first one is to create an encrypted file container. Just like a regular file, it will encrypt your file, and you can copy the files that you want inside that encrypted file container. So it has also an option later, we can see it, that it has a show volume and a hidden volume. So the second one, if you want to encrypt a hard drive or a USB stick flash drive, so you can go ahead and click this option. We will see this later. For the last one, we will not do this by the way because it will encrypt the entire system drive which were Windows operating system installed. So we will have a other tutorial for this one. We will go ahead and click on the first one and click on next. So this is what I'm talking about earlier. We can click on the standard VeraCrypt volume. This will encrypt a file. On the second one, let me just explain to you what is this written there. So there will come a point where you are a journalist, for example, and someone's pointing a gun in your head, or someone is threatening you in person to open the file. So this will create a separate hidden volume. You have to copy the files on that hidden volume. What you are going to show to the person threatening you is the show volume. It will separate the file that you have in the hidden volume and the show volume. Let's go ahead and click on standard and click on next. This one is where you will create the file container that you have. So let's just go ahead and click on select file. So for this, I will choose my C drive, but you can optionally use, or you can use rather, any folders that you want. It may be in the desktop folder, in your documents or downloads, but this one I will just use the C drive. Let's just call it file. Click on save, and we can see here the path. Then next, and for the encryption algorithm, it is in default AES, which is a standard encryption was used by US government. You can choose in these options if you want to choose from any algorithms that you want. But in this tutorial, we will just use AES. And for the hash algorithm, we have here SHA-512, Whirlpool, SHA-256, and Straightbog. If you want more information about hash algorithms, click on this link. So we'll just go ahead and set this in default, and let's click on next. So we have here the volume size. So for the volume size, you want to create volume that is accommodating all your files. If you created a 100 megabytes and you have a 150 megabytes, you have to create a probably 200 megabytes. So you have an allowance on copying some files in the future. So we'll go ahead and use 1 MB, and then next, and we will be asked for the password. So this is the most important thing in this encrypted file creation. So don't choose any default password or weak password. This is a file container that is encrypted. Your files are secured in this container, so you have to choose a strong password. So we will go ahead and choose Margaret is 1Z 120% sexy. Yeah, that's right. Margaret is 120% sexy. That's my password. Deal with it. Then let's just go ahead and copy this one and click on next. So for this one, you have to move your mouse to create a random algorithm for this encrypted file. So if you move your mouse outside the window, it is not creating, or it is moving fairly, and if you move your mouse inside, it will move faster. So let's go ahead and finish this one, and after the bar has filled up, you can see here that it is already filled up, and let's go ahead and click on format. Now we have successfully created a VeraCrypt file, so we can exit this one. So now let's test the file that we created using VeraCrypt. To do this, click on drive A or anything that you want and select file, and navigate to drive C and select our file. Then click on mount, then type our password, which is Margaret is 120% sexy. Then let's click on OK. Then this may take some time depending on the size of your file, or if you have wrong password that you have input. So let's just go ahead and click on volume, double click or right click and then open. Then we have here the container or the folder that we have. So let's create a file here. Let's test it out. This file, this file. So enter, or yeah, enter, and we can see here that we have the file. Then let's test it out again once more. So when we open this one, it has this file. So let's dismount it again, and we have here the path and the click on mount and type in our strong password, Margaret is 120% sexy. Click on OK, and now we will wait again. Again, this may take some time, so let's go ahead and click on the file, and we have here the file. So this is one way to secure your file. So let's get into the other one. Now we will create a hidden volume file in which we can hide our files from the person pointing a gun at us, threatening to open the file. So we'll go ahead and create volume and create an encrypted file container, and click on next. Choose the hidden VeraCrypt volume. So in this mode, we will choose the normal mode because we're creating a new file that is normal and a hidden one. So click on next, and for the volume location, again, let's navigate it to drive C, and let's call this one file 2, and click on save and then next. So the first one, we will create a outer volume, which is the normal volume. This is the one we will show to the person threatening us to open the file. So click on next, and we will leave this as default. Click on next, and for the outer volume it should be greater than the hidden volume. So let's create a 2 megabytes. Click on next, and for this one I will be choosing a different password. So this is my password. So let's just copy this one and click on next. So there's a notification or warning that short passwords are easy to crack. So it depends on you on how you create a password, but make sure it is a strong and complex password and also you can remember. So click on yes, then we will move our mouse to create the algorithm, and there we have it. We have our normal volume. So click on format. This will take some time. So now we have here the outer volume contents window. So it has successfully created and mounted as drive C. This is where you will put dummy file. Like you can say that we have a dummy password. So dummy passwords for your account. So they are threatening you to open the file and they want the password. This will be the one we will show to the person threatening us. So let's go ahead and click on next. We will create now the hidden volume. So as you can see here, there's an options. We will click on next and let's leave this as default and click on next. Now the hidden volume size will be 1 megabytes. So click on next, and there's a notification that if you want to be able to add more data files to outer volume in future, you should consider choosing smaller size for the hidden volume. So click on yes. Will be a different password. So you can see here it is much stronger. I suggest that the hidden volume password is much stronger. Let's click on next. Then again, we'll move our mouse. Now we have finished encrypting our file. So let's format it, and okay, we have successfully created the hidden volume. So click on OK and exit. Then to test if it is working, let's select the file on the drive C and file 2. Now, this is the one I'm talking about. We have two different passwords that we entered, right? This is the volume that we will show to the person threatening us. So click on OK. And we have here the normal type. So has our dummy passwords, correct? Then now I will show you the hidden files. So click on this mount, and let's just say that our attacker is long gone. So we can now open it. So mount and input the password. Is my password for the hidden volume. Click on OK. Now we have opened our hidden file. When you open this one, this will contain all the files that you have that you don't want the attacker or the person threatening us to be shown. That's it, guys. So the next tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to encrypt a USB stick. So for this part, I am going to teach you how to encrypt your flash drive or hard drive. So we will go ahead and click on create volume, and we will choose the second option. Now for this one, the volume type, you can select anything that you want here. I've taught you how to use or create a hidden VeraCrypt volume. So for this tutorial, I'll just use standard. Click on next and then select device. Now we will choose the second one. It may be different drive letters for you. It may be H, J, or K. So just go ahead and click this one and hit next. Now, for the creation mode, I will be choosing the first option because it says here in the second option that if the partition is empty, which is our flash drive is empty, I will choose the first part. So if you have any files on your USB or hard drive, please back up first before creating this, and then we will hit next. Now we will leave the options by default and we'll choose next. And because we are encrypting the whole flash drive or the hard drive, we will just choose next. And for the password, I have chosen here my strong password. So keep that in mind, guys, that you have to choose and remember strong complex password. Now hit next. Now it will ask you if you have large files to store more than 4 gigabytes. So for this, I'll just choose no because I'll just doing this for tutorial. So hit on next. Now we will move again our mouse to randomly generate our encryption for the encrypted file. Now the bars fill up, click on format and click on proceed. So this will take some time. I will be skipping this video, so I will be seeing you in a bit. And there you have it. Now we have encrypted our flash drive using VeraCrypt. So let's click on OK, and VeraCrypt volume has been successfully created. Click on OK and exit. Now we will test our encrypted flash drive if it is working. So click on A, drive, and select device. You will go ahead and click on the E, drive, and mount. Now we'll just copy my password that is very strong on the field and hit on OK. As we can see, we have accessed our encrypted flash drive. So let's open it, and here is the container. So just for some tips, now we have created an encrypted flash drive. We can also go ahead and copy our C drive file, which is here, and we will copy it in the A drive. So there you have it. So this is an extra layer of protection. We have mounted here a flash drive. So if we mount again the file that is in the hard drive or the flash drive, which is located at A drive, and the file, you can input the password and we will have access to another container. Now to use 7-zip application, we have to download first the installation file. So visit 7-zip.org and click on downloads. For me, I'm using Windows 10. So clicking on download, we have to save file. And now I have here my installation file for the 7-zip. So clicking on install, and we have installed the 7-zip. So after opening the 7-zip file manager, we have here the file to encrypt, which we will encrypt with a password. So to encrypt the file, we will just drag and drop the file in the 7-zip file manager. So we can see here the file name that we will be encrypting, and the archive format we can choose from it, and it will change the file name. So let's just stick on 7-zip because it will show the encryption option. So let's just go ahead and set this as default. You can change it, by the way, if you know what you're doing. So for this, we'll just type password and hit on OK. But let's just check on the encryption method. It is just one option, which is AES-256. Hit on OK, and there we have it. We have the file right here. So let's test it out, and right clicking on the file, going to 7-zip and to extract here. So we are being asked for our password here. So typing in password, And now we have the file that was decrypted from the File to Encrypt 7-zip file. One final tip that I can give you is if you are using cloud services to back up your files, please encrypt those confidential files. Some of the cloud services are notorious for reading users' data, and this will also help you protect your files in the long run. I hope you learned a lot on this video on how we can encrypt our files. Some people will say this is kind of inconvenient. Well, remember that if you can spend your time creating memes, liking memes, typing a message, this is just a small inconvenience to secure a file, and it should not be an excuse as you are protecting your own file for privacy and security. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts, and share this video to your friends, family, colleagues to spread cyber awareness. Keep safe and thank you so much for watching.